Here the slayers of Christ gather together. Here the cross is driven out. Here God is blasphemed. Here the Father is ignored. Here the Son is outraged. Here the grace of the Spirit is rejected. Does not greater harm come from this place, since the Jews themselves are demons? In the pagan temple the impiety is naked and obvious. It would not be easy to deceive a man of sound and prudent mind or entice him to go there. But in the synagogue there are men who say they worship God and abhor idols, men who say they have prophets and pay them honor, but by their words they make ready an abundance of bait to catch in their nets the simpler souls who are so foolish as to be caught of God. So the godlessness of the Jews and the pagans is on a par, but the Jews practice a deceit which is more dangerous. In their synagogue stands an invisible altar of deceit, on which they sacrifice not sheep and calves, but the souls of men. Finally, if the ceremonies of the Jews move you to admiration, what do you have in common with us? If the Jewish ceremonies are venerable and great, our lies. But if ours are true, as they are true, theirs are filled with deceit. I am not speaking of the Scriptures. Heaven forbid. It was the Scriptures which took me by the hand and led me to Christ. But I am talking about the ungodliness and present madness of the Jews. Certainly it is the time for me to show that demons dwell in the synagogue, not only in the place itself, but also in the souls of the Jews. As Christ said, "When an unclean spirit is gone out, he walks through dry places seeking rest. If he does not find it, he says, 'I shall return to my house,' and coming he finds it empty, swept, and garnished. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter into him, and the last state of that man is made worse than the first. So shall it be also to this generations. Do you see that demons dwell in their souls, and that these demons are more dangerous than the ones of old? And this is very reasonable. In the old days the Jews acted impiously toward the prophets. Now they outrage the master of the prophets. Tell me this. Do you not shudder to come into the same place with men possessed, who have so many unclean spirits, who have been reared amid slaughter and bloodshed? Must you share a greeting with them and exchange a bare word? Must you not turn away from them, since they are the common disgrace and infection of the whole world? Have they not come to every form of wickedness? Have not all the prophets spent themselves making many and long speeches of accusation against them? What tragedy, what manner of lawlessness have they not eclipsed by their blood guiltiness? They sacrifice their own sons and daughters to demons. They refused to recognize nature. They forgot the pangs of birth. They trod underfoot the rearing of their children. They overturned from their foundations the laws of kingship. They became more savage than any wild beast. Wild beasts oftentimes lay down their lives and scorn their own safety to protect their young. No necessity forced the Jews, when they slew their own children with their own hands, to pay honor to the avenging demons, the foes of our life. What deed of theirs should strike us with greater astonishment? Their ungodliness, or their cruelty, or their inhumanity? That they sacrifice their children, or that they sacrifice them to demons? Because of their licentiousness, did they not show a lust beyond that of irrational animals? Hear what the prophet says of their excesses. They are become as amorous stallions. Everyone neighed after his neighbor's wife. He did not say, everyone lusted after his neighbor's wife, but he expressed the madness which came from their licentiousness with the greatest clarity by speaking of it as the neighing of brute beasts. What else do you wish me to tell you? Shall I tell you of their plundering, their covetousness, their abandonment of the poor, their thefts, their cheating in trade? The whole day long will not be enough to give you an account of these things.